Okay, let us continue. I'm probably gonna get some done later. But for now, I'm gonna continue this. Side 2. Entering the Great Arrow Labyrinth. Hey, the thing is I kinda can't swim. After Boska agreed to guide us yesterday, we finished our preparations and are now about to enter the Great Arrow Labyrinth. Instead of the entrance that was guarded by a fortress, we're currently standing by the ocean. Listen up, if you jump off this cliff, there's an entrance to the Great Arrow Labyrinth on the ocean floor below. We don't have any idiots who can't swim here, right? That was the question that prompted Faye's reluctant confession. When everyone stares at Faye with disbelief, she shrinks in embarrassment. Even Bosgoff was probably joking when he said that. I doubt he actually expected that someone in our group couldn't swim. Now he scratches his head awkwardly. By the way, we're all in swimsuits right now, which means that Bosgoff had already told us that we'd be swimming, and yet Faye held out until the very last minute to admit they can't. Why would you not tell them that when they first mentioned the swimsuits? Then they could have maybe tried to make preparations. You really can't swim. Hirons breaks the awkward silence with a somber tone. Yeah. Faye's voice nearly fades into the wind. This is kind of unexpected. In both this life and her previous one, Faye has always seemed like someone who can do just about anything. But now that I think about it, I guess I've never seen her swimming. Of course, there aren't any safe places for swimming like pools in this world, so we rarely had the chance to do it here anyway. There was a pool at the high school we went to in our previous lives, but since boys and girls had separate swim classes, I never saw her swim then either. In short, I had no way of knowing how bad she actually is. Faye, what's the best you can do? Beats me. In our old world, I couldn't even swim 80 feet. And I haven't tried it all in this body. That wasn't a very helpful answer. Does this mean that she can swim a little bit, just not 80 feet? Otherwise, she probably would have just said she can't swim at all. Plus, with her status, I bet she can manage to swim somehow. Her stats alone are higher than mine. She is a dragon, after all. What should we do? Hirons furrows his brow. Faye is the strongest fighter in our group. Since we're going to battle Hugo, we can't just leave her here. If you're having trouble, I can help you get down there. Katya shoots me a glare as soon as I say it, but what else are we going to do? Faye's body is heavy. She may be in human form now, but she still weighs the same as she did as a dragon. When she's in this form, she gets around this by using heavy magic to manipulate gravity. But underwater, she might have to cancel the spell since she won't be able to control it precisely. If that happens, I'm the one who would have to be able to only one who would be able to support her weight since my stats are the highest. Hold on a second here. You're still up doing the whole master summoning thing, right? Why can't you just get inside the labyrinth and then summon her inside? You know? Why can't you do that? It doesn't make sense for anyone but me to take on that job. Katya must know that, which is probably why she's merely glaring at me and not saying anything. I feel like it would be less intimidating if she could just say something, to be honest. Faye, you had better swim like your life depends on it. Guess that it does. Katya directs her raft toward Faye instead. It sends a chill down my spine even though it wasn't directed at me. Faye nods silently, but I'm pretty sure I see her face go a little pale. Whew, boy, are these kids gonna be able to keep it together? I don't know if I can promise that, but there's not much we can do. Bosgoff's raised eyebrows and Hirons' sighs are a little painful. Alright, kiddos, focus. The ocean is the water dragon's territory. If you let your guard down, it'll snap you up just like that. At Bosgoff's scolding, we drop the light bickering and tense up. Alright, here we go. Follow me, you lot. With that, Bosgoff jumps off the cliff. The rest of us follow close on his heels. Plunging into the water, I quickly look around. Right nearby, Faye is flailing her limbs in a frantic attempt at swimming. She doesn't seem to be drowning, but she's not really getting anywhere either. Grabbing one of her hands, I pull her along. I don't know if it's the heavy magic or the effect of the water, but she doesn't feel heavy at all. It shouldn't be too hard to reach the entrance with her. I start swimming following Bosgoff to dive deeper and deeper. After maybe 30 feet or so, the entrance to the Great Arrow Labyrinth comes into view. Bosgoff swims into the gaping hole in the rock face first. He's followed in order by Hirons, Miss Oka, Anna, and Katya. Just then, I suddenly feel a presence behind me. Turning apprehensively, I see a huge creature swimming toward us serenely. A water dragon. It looks just like a Loch Ness monster. As soon as it sees us, the water dragon charges without hesitation. Ah! Not good! Faye struggles to get away, but all she can manage is whipping around in the water, making very little progress. I try to quickly move us away, too, but of course the water dragon has the edge on underwater maneuvers. At this rate, it'll catch up to us before we get to the entrance. If it reaches us, it's all over. Fighting a water dragon while holding my breath underwater would be nothing short of suicide. On top of that, my weapons are currently in Bosgoff's spatial storage bag, so I'm unarmed. Faye glances at me and sees my panic, then turns around and opens her mouth. A torrent of brilliant light rushes out of her throat. It's a breath attack. The breath surges through the water toward the water dragon. Defending itself, the water dragon counters with a breath of its own. The light dragons and the water dragon's attacks collide, sending shockwaves out through the water. Luckily enough, the waves push Faye and me right into the entrance to the labyrinth. As we're sent spinning through the narrow tunnel, our bodies tumble off the walls repeatedly. Ow! Not wanting to get separated, I pull Faye toward me and hang on tight. It's almost like we're hurtling through a water slide with no safety measures whatsoever. For a second, it feels like we're floating. Finally, we crash to the ground magnificently. In my attempt to shield Faye from the impact, I end up getting slammed that much harder. Ow! Somehow we've made it to the cave at the end of the tunnel. Opening my eyes, I saw Bosgoff with a torch in hand. His body is pretty scratched up. Everyone else has a considerable amount of scrapes too. We were basically flushed at high speed through a fairly large tunnel, so I'm guessing we're lucky the damage wasn't worse. It's certainly better than it would have been if we ended up fighting that water dragon. However, although the wounds are shallow, our bathing suits have all been torn in some places. Miss Oka and her childlike body are fine, but Katya and Anna have been left in a pretty suggestive state. Also, Katya is glowering at me as she covers up her ripped swimsuit with her hands. Sorry. I won't dare to ask what that apology is for, but perhaps you could let it go now. As Katya's cold words, I realize I've been holding on to Faye this whole time. Oops. Suddenly deeply aware of her soft skin pressed against my body, I hastily pull away. Sorry. Well, you saved me, so I guess we'll call it even. I bow my head in gratitude to Faye's generous decree. With a start like this, I dread to think how the rest of the journey's going to go. Privately, I couldn't agree more with Mr. Bosgoff. At any rate, since we're all scratched up, we better treat our wounds. We have to change into the regular clothes too, but it'd be better to take care of our injuries first. Although the women probably don't want to remain in this state any longer than they have to. Well, at least we managed to enter safely, more or less. Welcome to our hell on earth, the Great Overlord Labyrinth. Groaning at Bosgoff's dramatic line, I set about preparing some healing magic. Well, that went well. well as you can hope anyway. 3. Mother attack. Oh, this is not good. Having decided at random to head toward the mountains, I enjoyed my first stroll since being reincarnated. In my previous life, I was an honorary shut-in who left the house only to go to school. I don't really remember going anywhere else, anyway. But this time around, I'm a healthy young spider who enjoys the outdoors. Since I'd never left the Great Overlord Labyrinth until now, I guess technically I've been a shut-in this whole time, but that's ancient history now. Walking is super fun. I guess humans really do need sunlight to live. Can't produce vitamin D without soaking up some sun. Not that it matters to me since I'm a spider now. Since still just enjoying a little sunshine is raising my energy levels way up. Really makes you realize how great the sun is. Although I guess I don't actually know if this planet calls its star the sun or what have you. As a side note, there's only one sun here too. I don't know if there's a moon yet. I'll probably find out when night falls, but I can't help but wonder if there'll be 2 moons like an honest-to-goodness sci-fi fantasy world. Now that I'd like to see. The stars are probably different from Earth, so I'm a little curious about that too. Man, I'm looking forward to nighttime. In my old life, when all I did was play games, I could never have imagined being this interested in nature. Speaking of nature, appraisal works really well on the flowers around here. I was kind of surprised that it showed the names of every single plant. If my appraisal level was still low, it'd probably just label the whole mess grass. Probably. Anyway, since I spent a long time curiously appraising everything, I haven't gotten as far as expected. But I guess it's not like I'm in any rush. Enjoying my leisurely walk, I eventually pass through the plains and reach the forest. The second I get close, I notice that all the living creatures in the forest start fleeing immediately. Yeah, almost forgot I'm a dangerous monster who crawled out of the labyrinth and all that. I guess it makes sense that normal animals will want to run away from me. Kinda feels like I've been brought back down to earth for a second. Okay, that takes the wind out of my sails a little. Oh well, I shake it off and start exploring the forest. The animals may have run away, but the plants are obviously still here. Discovering some kind of fruit growing in the forest, I appraise it and then try a bite. So sweet, so tasty. Thanks, Mother Nature. Oh man, I'm so happy. Maybe I could just live in the forest eating fruit until I evolve into an arachnid. Did the ground shake just a little just now? Like a magnitude 3-ish earthquake? Seems like there are earthquakes in this world too. I never felt any shaking while I was in the Great Overlord Labyrinth, so I had no idea. Uh-oh. Maybe it doesn't happen as often here as it does in Japan. I guess Japan probably has shakes a little too often. My thoughts are interrupted by danger perception going off alarmingly. My whole body stiffens, warning me that I'm in danger. I haven't felt fear like this in a long while. This particular sensation seems familiar. It's the same fear I felt when I was first born. You're kidding me, right? I mean, that thing could never come out of the labyrinth. But the alarm bells in my head are growing louder by the second. My senses are screaming that I can't stay here. Dash. I run away at full speed, trying to put as much distance between the sense of danger and myself as I can. Immediately, I sense a huge amount of power converging on me from far behind. This doesn't look good. Here comes Mother! I change my course, veering to the side. Using my Skyness skill, which I have had since birth, I continue gaining speed, running away with all my might. Seconds later, the forest I was just standing in is gone. At the edge of my vision, I see a torrent of black energy. It resembles Ereba's breath attack, but with a different attribute and far more powerful. I'm guessing that was the dark attribute, and it was even stronger than Ereba's full-powered breath attack. Not to mention, this was launched from miles away, yet it managed to destroy a section of a forest, then still had energy to spare to shave off a fragment of the distant mountain I was heading toward. Ereba's breath attack was powerful enough to destroy my home, sure, but this isn't even on the same level. I've seen this insane amount of power only once before. In the middle stratum, when I saw a swarm of wyvern led by the fire dragon Rend, all but wiped out by a single attack. I look back to see what created this attack. It's the same giant beast I expected to see. This is my third time seeing it with my own eyes. The first time was when I was born, the second time was when I saw that fire dragon get beaten down, and the third time is now. My mother, the Queen Terratech, is aiming her fearsome power right at me. Run, run, run away! I don't know how she got out of the labyrinth or how she knew where I was, but there's no time to worry about that right now. Just gotta escape. The instant I saw Mother in the flesh, I became acutely aware that I didn't stand a chance. I didn't think it would be possible at this distance, but I managed to appraise her somehow. Maybe it became because my parallel minds are still connected to her? Maybe? Okay. Queen Terratech. Weakened. Weakened! But not by much, probably. Level 89! Oh my god! She does not stand a chance in hell! Status. HP 20,557 out of 20,557. Max 24,557 green. Plus 0 details. MP 18,301 out of 18,301. Max 22,301 blue. Plus 0 details. SP 19,097 out of 19,097. Max 23,097 yellow details. The red 19,991 out of 19,991. Max 23,991 red. Plus 0 details. Average offensive ability, 20,439, max 24,439 details. Average defensive ability, 20,286, max 24,286 details. Average resistance ability, 17,946, max 21,946 details. Okay, average magical ability, 17,977, max 21,977 details. Average speed ability, 20,400, max 24,400 details. Oh boy, here we go. Skills. HP Ultra Fast Recovery level 4. Damn, they keep evolving! They keep evolving and getting more and more insane! Because I think it goes HP Auto Recovery, HP Rapid Recovery, I think HP Super Recovery, and apparently HP Ultra Recovery. What's next? Instantaneous recovery? That would be broken. That would be, nobody could stop anybody who has that. Let's see. MP Rapid Recovery, level 10. MP Lesson Consumption, level 10. Magic Divinity, level 3. Magic Power Conferment, level 5. Magic Power Super Attack, level 1. SP Rapid Recovery, level 10. SP Minimize Consumption, level 10. Destruction Super Enhancement, level 3, I think. Either 3 or 5, I can't tell. Impact Super Enhancement, level 6. Cutting Super Enhancement, level 3. Piercing Super Enhancement, level 5. Shock Super Enhancement, level 5. Status Condition Super Enhancement, level 10. Battle Divinity, level 9. That's a new one. Energy Conferment, level 10. Ability Conferment, level 8. Energy Super Attack, level 3. Divine Dragon Power, level 6. That probably is where that came from, the attack. Dragon Barrier, level 2. Deadly Poison Attack, level 10. Enhanced Paralysis Attack, level 10. Heretic Attack, level 7. Poison synthesis level 10. Medicine synthesis level 10. Thread genius. Ooh, as I'm guessing, thread genius is above, obviously, threadsmanship. Whatever. Divine thread weaving. Thread control level 10. Psychokinesis level 3. Throw level 10. Hit expel level 10. Dimensional maneuvering level 10. Kin control level 10. Eggs laying level 10. Concentration level 10. Thought acceleration level 9. Future sight level 3. Parallel minds level 9. Parallel minds level 9, my ass! She hasn't been using that on them! High speed processing level 10. Hit level 10. Evasion level 10. Probability supercorrection level 10. Stealth level 10. Concealment level 2. Yeah, concealment level 2. Kind of hard to conceal that. Silence level 10. Odorless level 1. Emperor. Heretic magic level 10. Shadow magic level 10. Dark magic level 10. Black magic level 4. Poison magic level 10. Healing magic level 10. Demon Lord. Demon Lord level 5. Satiation level 10. Destruction super resistance level 4. Impact nullification. Cutting super resistance level 4. Piercing super resistance level 4. Shock super resistance level 4. Again, like with Faye, just add super to everything. Flame resistance level 3. Flood resistance level 1. Gale resistance level 1. I'm guessing that's the evolved form of the wind resistance, water resistance, and all that. So, yeah. Terrain resistance level 2. Rot resistance level 1. Holy light resistance level 4. Oh, wait, hold on. Holy light resistance level 9? I was way off. Earth resistance level 8. Heavy super resistance level 1. Status condition resistance. Acid super resistance level 3. Rot resistance level 8. Fate resistance level 9. No, 5, I'm sorry. I think? Yeah, 5. Fear resistance level 8. Heresy resistance level 9. Okay, so no wonder the others aren't doing much damage to her. No wonder. Pain nullification. Suffering nullification. Hold on, what's that? Hold on. Night vision. Oh, never mind. Night vision level 10. Long distance vision level 1. 5 senses super enhancement level 10. Perception expansion level 8. Divinity expansion level 2. Ultimate life level 10. Ultimate magic level 10. Ultimate movement level 10. Fortune level 10. What the heck is fortune? Fortitude level 10. Stronghold level 10. Deva, whatever level 10. Sanctum level 10. Skanda level 10. Taboo level 10. Okay, interesting. Skill points. 164,500. Good Lord Almighty. You don't even need to use your skill points at that point because you're essentially... Nobody can beat you. Okay, titles. Kin Eater, Foul Feeder, Poison Technique User, Monster Slayer, Thread User, Assassin, Human Slayer, makes sense. Fearbringer, makes sense. Merciless, Monster Slayer, Worm Slayer, Dragon Slayer, Champion, Monster Calamity, Lord, that's a new one. Human Slaughterer, makes sense. Worm Slaughterer, and Human Calamity. Well, that one makes sense, too, considering it's supposed to be a legendary class monster. That's a calamity in itself. What kind of beast is this? Her stats are all higher than 20,000. Mathematically, that means she's around 5 times stronger than Erba. Yeah, you're not going to be able to beat her. How am I supposed to win? Seriously, these stats are even worse than I imagined. I was prepared for them to be more than 10,000. Sure, but double that? I guess the one silver lining is that her stats have been reduced for some reason. They're all lost about 4,000 points each. Really? Wait, let me go see. Hold on. Oh, wow. They have. I didn't even realize that. Holy shit. They've all lost about 4,000 points each. Maybe that's thanks to the hard work of my parallel minds? That would mean that I'm the one who reduced her stats this much. Man, am I eye-missing or what? Unfortunately, that still doesn't mean I stand a chance of winning. Even when she's weakened, her lowest stat still far exceeds my highest. I have to run away. Jumping into a fight I can't win is tantamount to suicide, and I definitely don't want to die like that. If I'm completely backed into a corner, then sure, I'll go down fighting my hardest, but right now I still have a chance of surviving if I run away. There's still a lot of distance between me and Mother. Besides, because her speed is higher than mine, she will catch me eventually in a chase, but it'd still take her a while to close the gap. Also, that powerful breath did manage to reach my position in spite of the huge distance between us, but I'm sure I'll be able to tell when she's preparing a huge attack like that. It shouldn't be impossible for me to escape the blast radius in time either, I think. Anyway, while I'm running away from Mother, I better start putting together a long-distance teleport spell in a hurry. Unlike short-range teleport, long-distance takes time to prepare. Even with my high of occultism skill, I still need a few minutes. And since I have to concentrate on constructing such a complicated rune for it, I can't use any other magic at the same time. Generally speaking, it isn't something I can use during battle, but it's the perfect spell for escaping. I can teleport to anywhere that I've been before, no matter how far away. As long as I can complete the spell, my retreat back into the Great Overlord Labyrinth won't take even a second. Right now, the pleasant scenery of the outdoors seems far more dangerous. Better to hide in the complicated labyrinth, safe in a narrow passage that Mother can't easily enter. I'll just have to last a few minutes until the teleport spell is ready. But now I sense Mother chasing behind me at a frightening speed, so damn fast! How could such an enormous body be this speedy? I glance backward for a moment. Wow, she's basically causing natural disasters just by moving. Wherever her feet land, huge chunks of earth go flying. The areas she's passed through are completely wrecked like a huge tornado just hit. The wind generated by her speed alone is enough to mow down everything in her path. You know those monster movies where the monster stomps around destroying streets and buildings? Yeah, this is worse. Mother is basically the incarnation of destruction right now. Just running by is enough to wreak havoc on the world around her. This is no joke. If she so much as steps on me, my little body is going to get decimated. But now is no time to be frozen in fear. That's because, like judging by Mother's mouth, it kind of seems like she's charging up another breath attack, while moving toward me at full speed. Wait a second. Can you really shoot that breath while moving? Don't you normally have to stop and charge a big attack like that never mid-fire it? Mind-fire it? This doesn't seem fair. Panicking, I change direction. I'm trying to get out of the straight line where I assume the breath is going to hit. A future sight kicks in, showing me a horrifying scene. Oh crap! I switch gears again, abandoning my sideways movement to take it to the sky with dimensional maneuvering. Immediately, Mother jumps up high. She fires her breath through the air as I just leaped from, then sweeps horizontally. The breath attack devastates a wide sweep of land in seconds. Even in the air, I still get slammed by the shockwave, sending me into a tailspin. Still, at least the damage is minor. If I'd stayed on the ground, I would have taken a direct hit from that breath. Compared to that, I prefer losing about 30% of my HP any day. If shockwaves alone caused that much damage, a direct hit would have freaking vaporized me. I managed to gain control in the air and keep fleeing. I don't want to waste precious seconds going back down to the ground. In fact, the ground's been blown to bits anyway, meaning I couldn't even if I wanted to. If this is what she's like when she's weakened, I'd hate to see what Mother's full power breath is when she's in her normal state. I glance back at Mother. She lands on the ruined ground like it's no big deal, raising an enormous cloud of dust. I'm pretty sure I saw the earth literally shake when she hit. Then, ignoring the impact of the landing, she goes right back to running toward me. A part of me can't help but thinking she looks pretty badass charging toward me with a cloud of dust rising in her wake. It really is like a scene out of a movie. Just much, much scarier because it's real life. Jumping with that giant body, landing and breaking into a run again without a second thought, how aggressive can you be? This isn't some CGI animation, it's reality and it's coming for me. Why do I have to deal with a situation that would make a Hollywood director wet themselves? The distance between us is already around half of where it started a minute ago. In other words, she'd catch up to me in another half a minute. A teleport should be ready just seconds before that. As long as I don't screw this up, I'm gonna make it. But seriously, I better not screw this up. Mother starts activating magic spells when she runs. I'm working on the spell while I run too, so I guess I can't complain this time. I can't, but I want to. Judging by the looks of it, Mother is using the dark magic spell Dark Bullet. It's a very simple spell, the weakest level of dark magic. That's all well and good. but the amount of shots in their range are definitely not normal. The greater the range of the magic, the weaker it becomes. If Mother wants to damage me from several miles away, she'd have to use a huge amount of NP, and have the magical prowess to perform it too. It's no surprise that Mother can do something like that, of course, but I still think it's unfair that she can fire so many that it's like a rain of bullets. I dodge and weave around the fusillade as I push forward. As a result, my speed slows down and Mother is catching up to me that much faster. I did consider simply tanking the hits as I run. My magic defense is pretty high, and I got dragon power to dispel magic too. I might not even take damage at all if I get hit. However, the problem isn't the damage itself, but the time I'd lose. When an attack hits you, besides the damage, it has a certain impact. What if that slowed me down? Or worse yet, if it caused me to lose my balance and fall, it'd all be over in an instant. Dodging is the best option to keep unknown variables out of the equation. I thought that was the right decision. However, it was based on incorrect assumptions. See, I thought this magic barrier was meant to slow me down, but I was wrong. It was meant as a distraction. By the time I noticed, it's too late. A third breath attack has been charging up in Mother's mouth. I have no time to take evasive action before the breath shoots forth. My body is about to be swallowed up by an incoming wave of destruction. Just before it hits, my teleport magic is complete. I activate it immediately and escape into the Great Overlord Labyrinth by a hair breadth. So essentially, like half a second, essentially. Whoo boy! I made it. If a teleportation hadn't been even 1 second later, I would have died. As it is, about a quarter of my body was annihilated. 2 of my hind legs were gone and even a piece of my abdomen. The fact that I'm still alive must be thanks to either my nature as a spider or the grace of my skills and stats. At any rate, I can't just leave things like this. I have to use healing magic to fix myself up right away. As soon as that thought flashes through my mind, I check my surroundings again. This area is a sort of midpoint between the middle and upper stratums. I teleported here since I built a home here once. Now it's where a massive army of spiders has been lying in wait for me. Oh, great. Out of the frying pan and into the fire, aren't we? Great. And here's Shun's point of view again. Navigating the Great Overlord Labyrinth. I don't know where I am. A vast empty space, and a lone woman is there with me. Her body is disappearing like it's melting into the space, leaving only part of her upper body behind. It's heart-rending to witness. Then mechanical words spill from her mouth. Proficiency has reached the required level. Experience has reached the required level. Proficiency has reached the required level. It hurts. My eyes flash open and I jerk upward. Quickly, I check my surroundings. A lamp emits a faint light. The walls it illuminates are naturally rock, and the ground, too, is hard enough that it can feel it through my sleeping bag. The Great Overlord Labyrinth, upper stratum. Now I remember where I am and why. That's right, we came to this labyrinth to cross between the continents. We've been in here for 2 days now. It's currently night. We're sleeping while keeping watch in shifts. Aside from the water dragon attack right at the start, our trip through the labyrinth has been going fairly well with Boskov as our guide. The monsters we've encountered thus far haven't been a problem. Many of the monsters that live in the upper stratum of the Great Overlord Labyrinth are poisonous, which would normally make things harder, but most of the party can cure poison with healing magic. On top of that, since our stats are so high, the monsters rarely even get in a hit on us before we crush them. Hyrens, our tank, has been protecting us by manipulating the monsters into focusing their attacks on him. Thanks to a large part to him, we've been able to push forward without any difficult battles. We are worried about labyrinth sickness too, but so far no one seems to be affected by it. In the labyrinth, there's no sunlight, no sense of the passage of time, and you never know when a monster will attack you. Dealing with this for days on end causes many people's health to falter due to the physical and mental distress. This is collectively referred to as labyrinth sickness. To be honest, I was pretty frazzled myself during my first days in the labyrinth. It's not particularly hot or cold, but it's cramped and the air feels heavy. The darkness is so absolute that without the light of Bosgov's torch, we wouldn't even be able to see directly in front of us. Monsters can suddenly attack from the shadows. In such a constantly tense environment, fatigue builds a lot faster than it would on normal days worth of travel. You can't blame me for getting a little glum knowing that we'll have to keep this up for days. We have to reach the elf village before Hugo does. That makes me want to get out of the labyrinth as quickly as possible, but rushing like that can be fatal here. People who can't remain calm and proceed at a reasonable pace inevitably fall victim to labyrinth sickness in no time flat. Boskov explained all this to us during our first day. Fortunately, if we can make it to the labyrinth within our estimated time, we should have no trouble beating Hugo to the elf village. We can't get impatient. I wiped the dried sweat from my brow. What was up with that dream I just had? Are you alright? Miss Oka peers over at me. Our night watch shifts are in groups of 2. The current guards are Miss Oka and Bosgoff. Apparently she called out to me because I was groaning as I woke up. I'm fine, I just had a bit of a bad dream. I hid my worries with a smile. In the end, it was only a dream after all. That there is an ill omen. My words were intended to dodge the subject, but Bosgoff latches onto them. An omen? You got that right. Have you heard of the Nightmare of the Labyrinth? No, I don't think so. Bosgoff usually shouts, but since the rest of our group is sleeping, he's speaking in a hushed tone. Normally his tone lends itself to creating an ominous atmosphere as if he's telling a ghost story. I have, Miss Oka offers. It refers to a legendary class monster that suddenly appeared in the labyrinth some 10 years ago, correct? I'm surprised you know that. I figured a little girl your age wouldn't be familiar with such an old story. Yes, I just happened to hear about it some time ago. A legendary class monster. That refers to a monster deemed higher than danger level S, said to be impossible for any human to defeat. The nightmare is a living calamity of the Great Overlord Labyrinth, on par with the Queen herself. If you had a bad dream, that might mean that the nightmare is going to show up. But isn't it already dead? Miss Oka asked. That's what they say. You don't believe it? Aye, they say it was killed like any ordinary monster, but I don't buy it. A beast like that wouldn't go down easily. If you ask me, it's still alive somewhere, watching and waiting for its next prey. That almost makes it sound as if you've seen it for yourself. Yeah, that's right. Truth be told, I was the one who first discovered the nightmare. Really? Oh, is he the one that was the monster tamer? No. Goyev is Goyev had to be the one who was the monster tamer if it was either of the two, because he was talking about how his first child had been born when he was having to go through the labyrinth. And that was like, what, 10 years ago or something? If that's the one that they're talking about. So his first child wouldn't have been 10 years old. I guess it is impressive, probably. See, back then, there was a monster outbreak incident, so a group of knights were sent in to investigate the cause and thin out the monsters. I was their guide. Ah, okay. I get it. Turns out the reason for the outbreak was that the nightmare had driven all the monsters in its vicinity out of their homes. But we didn't know that, which explains why we walked right into the nightmare's lair. I'll never forget that moment. The second our eyes met, I thought I was a goner. Bosgoff shudders at the memory. Sounds like you're lucky that you made it out alive. Yeah, about that. The nightmare has some unusual habits, see? If you don't attack it, it'll let you go. In fact, it might even heal your wounds. What? Unbelievable, right? I hear the party that was sent in after us to kill it got wiped out in a flash. Maybe they pissed it off or something? Okay, so he's talking about Master Ronan and the others. Oh, so he was part of the knights that said they weren't going back there. That's the guy that said he wasn't going back when they asked him if he would go back in there to help them. He said he wasn't going back in there anymore. That explains it. But why is he doing this now? And yet other times it's been known to help people as if on a whim. It's a mysterious, unpredictable monster that... What kind of inconsistent monster is that? Is it even a monster at all? But one thing's for sure, the nightmare is outrageously strong. You seem pretty strong from what I've seen, boy, but there'll always be someone stronger than you. In this world, there are some fights you just can't win. Remember that. Those words bring Sophia and Ronan to mind. I couldn't so much as lay a finger on either of them. Yes, I know, there's always someone stronger. I clench my fists tight. If we keep facing off with Hugo, I might have to fight those two again. Excuse me. If I do, will I be able to win? No, I can't think like that. I have to win. To protect all of humanity and to keep the world from falling into chaos. I have to stop Hugo, which means I have to beat those two. Sounds like you got some foes of your own, but don't get too fired up about it here. Everyone has things they can do and things they can't. Trying to do the impossible anyway won't change a thing. Just stick to what you can do. Bosgoff tries to reassure me, though I can't say I agree, but there are some things I have to do. If you run away from things you can't do, you'll never be able to do them. Sure, I'll acknowledge it. As I am right now, I probably can't beat Sophia or Ronan, but I'm going to beat them. I'll find a way to win. Besides, it's not like I have to do it all on my own. I have friends I can depend on. That's so. Well, do your best as long as it don't kill you. I will. Alright then, lots of people die because they tried to do something they couldn't. It doesn't take much to kill a person, you know. If you die because you bit off more than you could chew, don't that mean you should have sized things up better beforehand? Bosgov's unexpected serious advice surprised me. Then I realized something. He's probably seen this happen to people many times before. Fighting to protect something is a fine thing to do, boy, but it ain't shameful to run away from an enemy you know you can't beat. If you die there, you can never fight again, right? If you can't win this time, just run away, get stronger, then try again. Although there are some beasts in this world you'll never reach no matter how hard you try. He's not wrong. A guide spends all his time in the harsh environments of the labyrinth, and this man has continued carrying out his duties well into old age. He must have had experiences that I can't even begin to imagine. What if you're not allowed to run away? I asked cautiously. The fight we're heading for is one we can't shirk. The fate of humanity may even hang in the balance. If we lose, Hugo will likely plunge the world even further into chaos, so I can't afford to lose or run away. Huh? Just ignore that and run away. Or run anyway. What's wrong with trying to survive? If anyone has a problem with it, just tell them they could take care of them themselves. Bosgov's answer wasn't especially helpful. I told you, didn't I? There are some things you just can't do. Every person alive has their limits, eh? Thinking you can do anything is nothing but arrogance. Or pride, at least. Both Miss Oka and I widened our eyes at Bosgov's bitter words. I'm not saying it's good to duck your responsibilities, of course. As a labyrinth guide, I protect my clients even if it costs me own life. But everyone has a certain amount they can handle. If the responsibilities forced on you are more than you can handle, you ought to at least consider running. Sure, you're not taking on more responsibilities than you should, boy. I can't seem to answer right away. Responsibilities. Because I'm the hero. Because I'm a reincarnation like Hugo. If I put it that way, it's easy to convince myself. But if I ask myself if all that responsibility should fall to me, I don't know how to answer. Of course, if it's more than you can handle, but you still want to give it a shot, far be it from me to try to talk you out of it. I'm just telling you what I believe. In the end, what's most important is what you yourself want to do. What do I want to do? The answer is obvious. I decided to follow in my brother Julius's footsteps, and Julius would never run away. He was a hero among heroes who truly desired world peace above all else. Thank you for your advice, but I still don't think I can run away. I'm the hero after all. My voice is steady. Sophia and Ronan are powerful, but I can't afford to hesitate now. After we defeat Hugo, there's still the battle with the demons to contend with. And with them, that white little girl who killed Julius, a monster in the truest sense of the word who was able to defeat my powerful older brother with ease. I'm going to have to fight her someday. So I can't stop until I'm strong enough to win that fight. If anything, the idea of running is ridiculous. I truly appreciate your concern, but this really is what I want to do. Is that right? Then I won't say anything else. Do your best, boy. I bow my head and Bosgov smacks my shoulder encouragingly. Ow. What I really want to do. Right, of course I mustn't regret it. Distracted by Bosgov's merciless shoulder pounding, I didn't quite hear Miss Oka murmuring to herself quietly. It's been 5 days since we entered the labyrinth. We're about halfway through. Since we're a small group and all of us have high stats, we've been able to push forward along the shortest route at a fast pace. There's still the slight possibility of labyrinth sickness, but since Bosgov is a veteran guide, he's been monitoring our pace so that we can make progress without pushing ourselves too hard. I was worried that Empire soldiers might ambush us along the way, but according to Bosgov, that would be impossible. The Empire tends to avoid the labyrinth in the first place, and attempting such a thing would be much more dangerous than it would be effective. With the many maze-like passages, anyone planning on laying a trap would have no way of knowing which path we would take, meaning they wouldn't know where to wait. Thus our only enemies in the labyrinth are monsters, and so far they haven't been much of a threat. We have Hyrens as our tank, Miss Oka bringing up the rear, and Katya, Faye, and I serving as either vanguard or rear guard. Since Mr. Bosgov is our guide, he doesn't generally participate in battle. On the occasion that he does, though, he shows enough strength to hold his own with our other members. We might be a ragtag team, but I'd say we've come together pretty well, aside from one person. Alright, stop. Time for a little break. Everyone halts at Bosgov's call. He quickly confirms that the area is safe, then spreads out our baggage so we can rest. As everyone else settles down to relax unconcernedly, one person alone all but collapses, breathing heavily. Anna? I'm so terribly sorry, she whispers to me. I shake my head, patting Anna gently on the shoulder. Anna is an excellent mage, but among all the high-class warriors here, she can't help but fall behind. And since her stats are geared toward magic, her physical strength is low. If we don't take short breaks along the way, Anna won't be able to keep up with our movement speed. Since Miss Oka is a still-growing elf, her physical stats are low as well, but she can use her excess of magical power to enhance that. Though she looks like a small child, she's skilled in close combat, too. Is this a difference between pure elves and half-elves, or is Miss Oka just special? It's probably the latter, but the obvious gap is taking a physical and mental toll on Anna. Anna, whatever. Her mental state was already strained, but the pressure of not holding us back on our quest is only making her burden heavier. She's beginning to show signs of labyrinth sickness. At this rate, she might be in danger. Boskov has noticed her condition and attempts to manage our pace accordingly, but Anna is pushing herself to try to keep up with us. Maybe it was a mistake to bring her along, but if we had left her behind, I would have been worried about her too. I don't think there was any right answer to this situation. I agreed to let Anna come along, so I have to take responsibility by watching over her. It seems like everyone else understands that too, and since no one has said anything. Boskov might not know the details of the situation, but he's a pro. He'll guide us no matter what. He won't complain about one of his clients being slow. The only person who seems a little disgruntled is Katya. Maybe I should try to talk to her about it in a more indirect way later? Now, we've made it about halfway through the labyrinth, so we need to decide which route to take from here. Boskov is addressing me. I'll have to worry about Anna later. There are several routes ahead of us. There's the shortest but most dangerous route, the relatively safe roundabout route, and the sketchier route that may or may not be dangerous. Which would you prefer? How dangerous is the shortest route? Well, there are two kinds of passages in the upper stratum. There are the normal passages, the narrow kind like the one we're in now, then there's the large passage. Pausing for a moment, he hands me a drink. I accept it gratefully. The large passage, as the name implies, is much taller and wider than this one. Think of it like a big hall that goes on for ages and ages. It also happens to be the shortest route, but there are dangerous monsters there far beyond the kind that lurk in the normal passages. C-class monsters are plenty, occasionally even A-class monsters too. It's a danger zone. A-class? Most monsters so strong you could take out an army to deal with them. It's generally said that B-class monsters are the strongest that a small party can handle on their own. Monsters have better stats than humans. In order to make up for it, we polish our skills, gather companions, and use all our combined wits to cooperate. That's how you win against our opponent with higher stats. But that approach is only viable against monsters that are B-class and below. A-class monsters are a different story entirely. Aside from their naturally high stats, they have a superior range of skills. Skills are human beings' biggest advantage, and these monsters can use them just as proficiently. Some individuals even have skills specific to monsters, making them especially troublesome to deal with. A good example of an A-class monster, a high-level worm, like the one that was likely Faye's parent which attacked the academy. Faye is technically classified as a high-level worm too, but since being a reincarnation seems to have given her an extra edge, she's probably closer in power to a dragon. If we'd been on land, Faye might have even been able to beat the water dragon that attacked us before. What's the difference in time between the shortest route and the safer, longer route? Let's see, at our current pace, I'd say about 4 days. That's more than I expected. It must be a pretty big detour. And what's the last route you mentioned? Right, about that. For some reason, Boskov hesitates. I'm guessing that's the route he took to get to where he met the nightmare before? As I wait expectantly, he scratches his head and looks uncomfortable. To be honest, I'd rather not go that way. That's certainly very honest. Is there a reason? The nightmare. I beg your pardon. That area used to be the nightmare's territory. Most guides don't like to go near that place. It's bad luck. Especially since I've seen the thing with my own eyes. I don't like to be near there if I can help it. The nightmare. That's the legendary class monster he mentioned before, right? But isn't that thing supposed to be dead already? Incidentally, is that route the fast, or... It's only a little longer than the shortest route. At least I think the shortest one should be faster. Probably only a difference of a day or so, if that. There's the dangerous short route, the safe but lengthy roundabout route, and the somewhat ambiguous route. But the nightmare is gone already, right, isn't it? Yeah, the nightmare itself is. What do you mean? I tilt my head. That makes it sound like there's something else there. We call it a nightmare's vestige. A nightmare's vestige? Yeah, a monster that looks a lot like the nightmare. It's been seen all over the upper stratum, but most often in the route I mentioned before. Is it a particularly strong monster? Oh, it's strong. And troublesome, too. If Boskov says so, it must be pretty serious. I definitely prefer not to run into anything like that. However, it has the same strange quirks as the nightmare. If you don't attack it, it won't do you any harm. If you don't encounter a nightmare's vestige, it's best to do nothing and just wait for it to pass. What in the world? I can't hide my amazement. Can you really call it a monster if it has such unusual habits? If you ask me, monster is supposed to be something that blindly attacks whatever it sees. There's one more thing. It strings up invisible thread all over the place. If you cut it or whatnot, it'll attack you. Thread? Yep, I guess I didn't mention that, huh? The nightmare is a spider monster. Same for the nightmare's vestiges. Spiders, huh? The thread is almost impossible to see, not to mention sticky and tough, which makes it hard to get them free if you're caught on it. On top of that, the monster itself is too strong by half. In the old days, when you saw a spider web, you just burned it, but since this nightmare's vestige appeared, if you see a spider web, you just run away. It's the worst monster in the whole upper stratum. What a dangerous monster. It's that strong and uses such nasty thread, too? It almost sounds like a monster with the cleverness of a human. You just got it. You got it. And he doesn't even realize it. We better not go that road, I'd say. Hyrens, who'd been listening to our exchange in silence, speaks up now. I went with Julius and the rest of the party to take down a nightmare vestige once. We managed to scrape out a victory somehow, but it was pretty damn close. Better to avoid it if we can. Even Julius and his party had a hard time with this thing. Yeah, I guess I'd rather not encounter that. That eliminates that route, then. Now it's down to the shortest route and the roundabout route. Alright, everyone, we have to choose between a fast but dangerous route or a safe but lengthy one. Can I get your opinions? I address the other members of the party as they rest up. My heart wants to choose the shortest route. Even if we do have a little time to spare, the sooner we get to the elf village, the better. And the better to get her out of the labyrinth, too. But it would be even tougher on Anna, who's already having a hard time, making it difficult for me to decide. I think we should pick the shortest route. Misoka speaks first. I've already seen how powerful our teacher is. To be honest, I never expected her to be able to knock Hugo out completely like that. In terms of magic ability alone, she's probably even stronger than I am. Katya seems like she wants to agree. Won't it be dangerous, though? If more than one A-class monster shows up at once, even we might have trouble dealing with them. I wouldn't worry about that, Boscoff informs her. A-class monsters almost never run with his others. If we do happen to encounter one, it'll be alone. Well then, I'm sure we can handle it. Katya nods confidently. Since we grew up together, I understood Katya very well. Excuse me. I know she has the ability to back up those words. I guess I vote for the shortest route too. Monsters are no big deal for us. Faye votes for the shortest route too. She seems almost too optimistic, but I guess she can get away with it given how powerful she is. Faye is the strongest of our group after all. I don't think it's wise to take unnecessary risks. Hyrens votes for the safer route. He probably values our safety even more than the continued existence of the elf village. Now it's 3-1. Since Boscoff is remaining neutral, that leaves Anna and me. Half the group is already pushing for the shortest route, but I want to hear Anna's opinion too. What do you think we should do, Anna? Please, there's no need to concern yourself with my opinion. No, I want to. You're a member of the group too. Go on, tell us what you think. I press her a little insistently. Anna hesitates at first, thinks for a moment, then appears to reach some kind of conclusion. Let's take the shortest route then. Are you sure? What it actually means is, will you be alright? Will you be able to keep up? Absolutely. Her response is from them. There's nothing else I need to say. The short route it is then. Knowing the danger, we've decided to push forward nonetheless. Okay, let's see. 47 minutes. I'm going to go on and end this off here. I'll see you guys in the next video. It'll probably be a bit later in the day when I record it. But it'll probably be a different book, too. See you guys then.